At school the next week, all the kids were excited about the cookout, but Lupe's mind was on something else. Guess what? She whispered back. She whispered, bouncing back to my desk. My mom's on her way back. She left with the coyote last night. That's great, I whispered back, throwing my arms around her to give her a hug. Mrs. Welch cocked her head as she passed back our math quizzes from last week. Both Lupe and I had gotten an A this time. Are you guys talking about the big debate on TV between Wilson and Brown last night? She asked. Did anyone see it? A few kids raised their hands. My dad says a woman can't be governor, Michael said. That's a man's job. Yeah, girls just aren't tough enough. I scoffed. Not tough enough. Who's the one who killed the roach? Yeah, well, that was, Stuart stammered. That was just because my dad wasn't here. If my dad had been here. And who runs a motel? I continued, cutting him off. Bethany opened her mouth, but I shot her a look so intense, she promptly closed it. Every day I get up at 6 a.m., come to school, work at the front desk after school, do my homework, do my mom's math worksheets on top of my homework, and write updates or call our investors to let them know what's going on. Not tough enough? Please, give me a break. The entire room was silent. Thanks for sharing, Mia. That's very impressive, Mrs. Welch said, looking not the least bit impressed. But I didn't care. I was impressed, for I had finally worked up the nerve to not be ashamed of what I did, but to be proud of it, to own it, and that was something. Mrs. Wilson asked me to stay behind at the end of the day for a quick chat, while everybody else packed up and went home. I thought she just wanted me to clean the classroom, so I started picking up the erasers, but she told me to put them back down. You know, Mia, it's one thing to be proud of your job, but you shouldn't make others feel uncomfortable or bad, she said with a frown. Remember what Principal Evans said about kindness? She was reminding me about kindness? I wanted to burst out laughing. What's so funny? She asked. I pinched my lips, but a smile was impossible to hold back, and my words were too. Well, no offense, Mrs. Welch, but you're always saying things about immigrants. Mrs. Welch stared at me like I had just accused her of bleaching her hair with toothpaste. I didn't say anything. I merely said they should be kept in check. If only a small number were allowed into the country, people shouldn't be so mad at them. I glanced over at Mrs. Welch's diploma next to her desk. I knew it was wrong, but seeing as she was already mad at me, I asked, Is that like at universities only a small number get to teach there? Mrs. Welch followed my gaze, and I will take a break right there.